Okay, so the other day I found this really funny channel called Any Austin, and he makes these fucking hilarious unemployment rate videos. And he did
The
Skyrim, and I
often
love Skyrim,
forgotten
so
little
I
port
want to
town on the northern coast of
look at this with him,
Skyrim,
and I
nestled
will
between the
review
town
his
of Dawnstar,
reviewing
an
of the
often forgotten
employment
little
rates.
port
I am
town on
the
the northern coast of Skyrim, nestled
supervising
between ancient
reactor.
mountains and the
Yes.
chilly northern sea. But what's really going on underneath the surface of this odd and hardworking town? How is the local economy doing? Well,
How
that is
is?
what I'm going to figure
What
out
is their
today
economy?
as
Oh,
we
it's
do
gold. Never
another
mind. Shit, I'm so
unemployment
fucking
report,
stupid.
this time for the city of
I play
Dawnstar.
Skyrim. Let's go.
Okay, hello folks. I have a question for you. What is the best way to get a sense of the unemployment in a local area?
Just ask the Jarl. I'm sure they tell the
We've
truth.
got to do a direct survey of all the citizens of Dawnstar, every single one, including this little kid. And then we will add up all of that data and present it to you in a press
But do they
conference at
know
the
that they're
end.
being
But let's not
surveyed
get ahead
about
of ourselves
employment?
here.
Because
It
if I were
looks
the
like
Jarl, I
Dawnstar
just
is
make them
kind of
fucking
shaped
lie.
in a half circle around this little bay. So I'm going to start on the far end of the half circle and then work my way around just so I can keep my head on straight. Of course, there are plenty of guards in any city in Skyrim, and typically we count all of the guards at the end, which I think we will probably
That's pretty
do
good.
again today.
You don't want
Now,
them
we're
getting
gonna start with everybody who's
suspicious.
outside first and foremost, and on the far end of the town we have these two gentlemen. This is a good sign, let me tell you.
If I get any rest soon, I'll count myself richer than a king.
Ay, ay, ay.
Well, there you
That is a
go.
working man's
Sleep
face
can't be
if I ever
bought,
seen
I
one.
guess.
My
Wait,
God.
what?
Look at him.
I mine, work the smelter.
This man works.
I'm
He's
not the
proud of
safety
his
inspector,
work,
but bro, you
but
should
he
wear
does,
gloves. I'm just
really
saying.
want a break, so hopefully his boss can give him one. That's none of my business. He's employed. Now, what about you, sir? How are you? Legal.
I own the Quicksilver mine.
I'm sorry. I don't trust anybody with that voice. I don't like you automatically.
So he owns a mine. Well, we also saw him actively working over there. So
Seems like a
owning
form
mine,
of
he also works in the mine,
Marxism,
which is
you know,
good.
owning the
You
means
like to
of
see an owner that's
production.
actually
We
putting
love
in some
that.
work. And that does, of course, make him employed.
Let's go.
Now, he did say
2 for
something
2.
interesting, which is he owns a mine, and his mine is better than another mine.
Okay.
So the fact that there are at least 2 mines in this town does mean that we are looking at a mining town situation. And that usually means lots of health problems, but also lots of employment. And it also means we're going to have 2 mines to look inside of, but I guess we'll take care of that later. Down on the docks here, we got a couple of folks sitting on a boat. How are you doing, boat people? What's your name?
I plan to spend all the days I got left on the water.
Okay, that
Okay,
implies
just
that you're
jump.
quite
You
old,
wanna skip
but
to
it also
retirement?
kind of
Jump.
implies that you're working on this boat, because this does not look like a sort of a recreational skiff. So this guy works on this boat, even though he's old enough to retire, just because he loves it. You know,
I
like
just want
was
to point
saying,
out they don't
mining
have a lot of
towns,
like
a lot of sadness,
transporters.
a lot of
Like
stress,
nobody's
a lot of
wheelbarrowing
overworked
the
people.
ore onto the boat.
But a lot of working people. For example,
good.
this elf is working. You look like you work on this boat as well, is that true?
Not a day goes by that I don't think about finding a new ship.
Well, that's great.
Hey, there's
news.
one right
Looks like you're
behind
doing
you,
a great
buddy. You
job
could be a water
swabbing the poop
taxi.
check, my elven friend. And who are you?
I want my crewmen to enjoy their work.
Uh-oh.
Not a day goes by that I don't think about finding a new ship.
Crewman.
It's a very salty
Well,
seaman, I
that's a
just want to
lovely,
say.
philosophy you have there, Mr. Employed Ship Captain, it sounds like. You can be empathetic, but don't be pushover. That's my advice to you, Mr. Boatman. Anybody out this way? A lot of houses. Oh, got someone sitting up here.
Let's
Who are you?
go.
I'm so tired.
Yeah, that's what it is when you live in a place like this. Oh,
He's a marvel.
well,
Nice.
there you go. She helps her husband run the forge. What can you tell me about this place, Seren?
We love a
any
working
information that
woman.
might
She's
be
such a
helpful?
girl
Not
boss.
much.
Okay, thanks. You must be this woman's husband, is that right?
Seems like no one is getting a decent night's rest in Dawnstar, stranger.
Well, that's because everyone's getting a decent day of work. You know? Now,
Yeah,
can you
just
please
do
stand
like
up and turn
most
around so I can put the
middle-class
thing-
Americans
Yeah,
do
thank
now
you.
and
Turn
just
around.
drink yourself to
Perfect.
sleep,
Stand
you know?
right there.
If you don't wake up, you don't have to go to work.
A couple of folks walking around here. What do we got? Looks like a rich person and a bodyguard. Is that right? Are you employed? You are wearing like a rich person's garb, and you do look old as hell. So maybe you're just like a retired rich person?
Horik and I have lived here ever since I retired.
Oh, amazing. I appreciate you being forthright about it. Now,
Okay,
that
I know
does
he
mean that
says
this
not
is your
applicable
bodyguard,
for
right? He also
employment,
looks
but like if
extremely
I pay
old,
her like
but
$10 to
still
like
employed.
pull the
You know,
weeds
these
out of
people
my
just, they won't
garden,
give up their work.
that counts
No
as
matter what
employed,
happens.
right?
Not
She's
a lot
still
of people,
employable.
out and about in this place. Oh, hello.
Bitch can still push a cart, you know what I mean?
Dawn is open, friend.
Oh, you own a museum? Wow. It's really cool that you're a a museum owner.
Let's talk inside.
Sure, I'll ask you about your employment inside. I don't think it is really up for question, but
This is very
I'll take a look and just
interesting.
make sure it's a legitimate business.
You see like some gross
Okay,
old
this does look
seaside
an awful
town
lot
have
like
a
house,
something as
but I
unique
guess
as
you've
a
got some display cases over here.
museum wanting to preserve its history. That's
Okay,
interesting.
well, I
And they
appreciate all of
fund it?
your kindness telling me a bunch of
I
stuff
don't
I don't know
know.
anything
Of
about.
course, he
but
funding it
I think that's all
himself,
the
I
information
guess.
I need from you.
Not gonna get many visitors.
Ooh, a sad man on a boat. Is this our first unemployed person?
Looking to hire a boat?
Oh,
I'll take the
hire a
boat, not you,
because you
though.
do have a job. Well, unfortunately,
I can
don't need to
row,
leave
like, I
yet,
know.
although
I
maybe
saw
when
Pirates
we
of the
do our
Caribbean. I
survey
can
of
sail a
Winterhold,
boat.
you
It's
can take
fine.
me there, because I believe that's on the coast. But for now, Harlog, only thing I need from you is a smiling, happy working face. Not trying to jinx it, but so far, we have a literal 100% employment rate in this old town of Dawnstar. Uh-oh, a drinking man. Oh no, this is that one guy. Yeah, he works at the mine, so everything's fine.
Counterpoint, you can also count the dead bodies
outside?
because they
I
are
know there's at
working
least
to
one more
fertilize
mine,
the
so we should
land
probably go look
and
for
also
it.
inspire
Oh,
the
couple
people
more
of what
people up here.
happens
This
if they
place is
quit. They will be
deceptively
worm
large.
food.
Thought it was gonna be a small little place, but no. Hello, sir.
Can't sleep well no matter how much drink I put in me.
Drinking actually makes you sleep worse. Maybe you should try and cut the addiction.
I'm no one special, just a miner who swings a pickaxe for his drinking money.
Well, that does make you special, though, doesn't it? Because swinging a pickaxe is employment.
True. You make money, you buy
You
drink.
look like you're doing all
The
the work.
chain of
This guy's just
employment.
hanging out.
Ironbreaker mine
Oh,
is 3.
wow, that was very aggressive. You must be the owner of this mine.
I own Ironbreaker.
Oh, there you
mine.
go.
I pay a good wage for any iron ore you dig up.
How much is a good wage? Is that like an actual good wage, or is it like when you get a job and it says competitive wages, but it actually just means the bare minimum? I suppose I can't ask that question in
Yep.
Skyrim. But hey, congratulations on owning.
Also
and
gonna say
being
this
employed in
isn't
this
Marxism
mine.
because only one
Nice.
person owns the entire
Okay, and then
thing,
there's you.
as
You
opposed to
definitely
a
work,
group
right?
of
Wow, look
people,
at this labor
like a
happening
council
there.
or a senate, or just
Remember,
all
labor is life,
own
even
it
if it
together
kills
and
you.
like vote on what the fuck
Anybody else
happens.
got a
So I
guard
don't think
here?
these
I'll
people
take
are
care of that
voting.
later.
I don't
Got a
think they
guard up
can
here,
understand the
and That
concept.
looks like about the edge of town. This is like a little farm.
Need something?
Ah, a child. Why are you carrying a pot? Where are your parents, kid?
They're dead.
Oh, okay.
Damn,
What
it
are you
sucks.
hurrying
Are you
around for,
eating
little
them?
kid? Are you
Is that what's
doing
in the
some sort of
pot?
labor?
I'm running food and supplies to the miners.
Are you feeding them your parents?
Wow, even the kids
Waste
are
not, want
working
not.
here. See, I knew this was going to be the type of place that had a lot of employment. Now, kids don't actually count towards our survey in terms of the employment numbers because we.
I'm gonna say no, he's not employed because
labor,
he's not getting
whenever
anything out of
possible,
it.
but I know a lot of you argue
He's not even
that
getting
I should
adopted.
count the
He's
kids when they're
literally
employed,
just a
but
slave.
I can't just start now, you know? What the heck is this? Is this a dead body? Oh shit, Fruki. If Fruki was alive, it looks like Fruki would have been employed, but Fruki has unfortunately passed away at the time.
See what
of
I
the
was saying?
survey.
She's
Rest
working
in
to
peace,
fertilize the
Fruki.
land.
Rest in peace, Fruki. May you rest in peace, Fruki.
F's in the
Let's
chat for
see,
Fruki.
Is that all of the,
L
is that all
Fruki.
the outdoor laborers
W,
aside from the guards?
The land. W free
Let's just do
food. You know
another
what I'm
quick
saying?
lap around and see. Got those two.
Hard
I got
times
the
call for hard
mines, I got
choices.
those two. I got the museum guy. That looks like everybody outside. Okay, great. In that case, let's move on.
Okay.
Next up, we got to start going inside. Now, we do have the two mines that we have to
More
look in for
mines.
more
Oh my
laborers.
gosh. Oh, we didn't go
we're
in
gonna
them.
do
That's
that.
right.
Next up, we have this looks like a residential home.
Yikes.
Now, one thing a lot of people don't know is that working for the Bureau of Labor Statistics, you actually have permission to break and enter into people's homes as long as you don't cause a
True.
disturbance.
And if there's like
It's
money
still
laying
recommended
out,
that
that's
you
just
wait
like
for
an
the
implied
police
tip
to
and you could
not,
just take it.
Be around because they tend to not know about that law.
They can't read, so they don't know what the badge means. It's not their fault.
All right, so let's see if there's anybody in here.
Oh god.
Stop right there.
Fucking
Okay,
jump
well,
scare.
that
I hate when
didn't
that
work.
happens.
Next up, we got this double-decker house. Usually, this buildings like this have a place of
barracks.
business underneath, and this one
Oh,
looks
no.
like it has some sort of apothecary, little potion store. So we'll pop our head in here. Hello,
Witchcraft
old
store?
lady.
I will take all
How
the
are you?
witchcraft.
You run this shop?
Let me know if you come down with the rattles.
What the fuck is that?
Lady, it's super well organized, very, very clean, very tidy. Thank you for not only being.
It is
employed,
very
but
nice.
also,
It's almost like there's
you
not a
know,
dead rabbit
running
hanging
a nice
behind
place
her,
of
but
business.
whatever.
Well, this is like the seat of the government. I guess we can jump in here now, take care of all this, because you know there's going to be plenty of unemployment, or sorry, excuse me, plenty of employment.
That's racist. I can't believe he said that.
Maybe people who should be unemployed, but hello everybody. How are we doing today? What's your name, sir?
Just a servant of Skald the Elder.
Oh, you're a servant.
There's no honor in being a Jarl's servant.
Well,
Yep, just sweep. Just sweep. Do the
There's
minimal amount of
spiritual
work
honor
for the
in
maximum
laboring,
amount of
and you
pay
are
because your
laboring.
boss is paying you the minimal
Up
amount
here,
for
of
the
course, we
most amount of
have,
work. It is a
some
toxic,
sort of guard.
homogenous
That's wonderful.
trade
Definitely a
of
job.
goods and services.
I've been in charge of Dawnstar for over 35 years.
I would have guessed it'd be 3,500 years
Bam, 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 bam,
based on those
bam.
arms. Another Skeletor man who is employed, but should probably retire. Let's check this back room here. Oh, a wizard.
I cut enough young life short.
What the
I'm not
fuck?
gonna do it
What
again.
the fuck?
Beggars can't be choosers.
Oh my
If you're
god.
gonna work, if someone wants you to murder people.
She learned of the Jedi Council members? What the
You
fuck?
look like an army man. And if I know anything about army men, it's that they're employed.
Let's go.
Okay, that's everyone in the castle. Nice place. Everyone in here is kind of a downer, but it's fine. This isn't a happiness survey, it's an employment survey.
True.
Maybe if we do a happiness survey of Skyrim, we can see like which place has the happiest.
How about you do a
citizens.
housing survey? Okay. How many people own their houses?
And then of course we have to check the local inn because you know there's about to be at least a couple employed people in here. Good
There's going to be
evening,
employed
of the
people
inn.
in the inn.
Ah, nice. Look at this. We got a bard,
Let's go.
and it's a drumming bard, which is good. Santa Claus.
No.
This is another employed man. Now, what's your deal?
He's
You
collecting
work here?
buckets.
Is that like a cleaning bucket? Are you a maid? What's wrong with everyone around here? Why is everyone so sad?
The entire town is being plagued by horrible nightmares.
So this guy's
I mean,
like
that's
a
what happens
wizard,
when
and
you
he's
just
come
work to
here
live
like,
and then you die
fix
and then you don't
everyone
work
in the
anymore.
town. Okay, now I believe that aside from counting all the guards, that's going to be everyone inside of any buildings. We have one more big undertaking before wrapping it up with the guards, and that is to wow.
Damn,
you're
look at her
just staying out
go.
here working.
Do they pay
Anyway,
like per
yeah, we have to
pound?
go in the
Or
mine.
is there like a
Hopefully we don't
minimum
find anything
wage
unsavory
plus
in here.
labor
Hello?
output?
Anybody in here? Oh, there is a person.
That looks
in here.
safe
What's your
because
name?
the ground's
miss?
frozen.
dig, that's all.
Wow, fair enough. Look at this guy. He's working well into the night. What is it? It's almost 10 p.m. This guy's swinging away, and he's got a backup pickaxe, so he doesn't have to go sharpen it.
Been working in Ironbreaker since I was a boy.
Since you
Jeez.
were a boy. Okay, so child labor definitely on the table.
Bro, how was your
culturally,
back?
as is adult labor, which this guy's an example of. And you guys are, man, you're really burning the midnight oil, trying to get that iron out, but it sounds like you get paid by the iron rather than by the hours, so you might as well work while those muscles are good, right? Okay, now it's
Firkin.
time for mine number 2. Let's see if this one's any less jolly. Immediately the vibes are a little bit less sort of regulated in here. Definitely a little more haphazard, but okay. We still got some employment.
Cramped.
How are you, sir? Having a nice time working?
Quicksilver ore is rare, worth digging.
Man, these people are like junkies for digging, I'll tell you. Man,
Wow.
they're
Looks like they
perfectly
like to
insane. Do you
mine,
think they do that on purpose?
and I bet they like
This is like a very
crafted all of that
depressing
stuff
existence, isn't it?
themselves.
Mining's an honest trade. No real tricks to it.
You're not wrong.
They like to mine
You know, I
and
know
they
in
like to
some ways it's not
craft.
that different. You know,
Yeah,
with,
this is like the real
modern
version of Minecraft.
jobs,
This is like the
but
fascist
I sure
version
am
of
glad that
Minecraft. Hey, the kids
our
like to play
jobs aren't as much
Minecraft.
like that
Hey,
anymore,
go to
and
the
ones that
mines,
are like
children.
that, like working on an oil rig, you get paid like a gajillion dollars to do. Actually, that's not true because people work in like slaughterhouses for $7 an hour. So I guess I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I believe that is everything. So all that remains for us to do is to count all the guards. So let's do it as best we can. 1,
Well, good thing they're
2,
carrying
3,
torches.
4,
Makes it
5,
easier to find.
6, 7, 8. 8 guards. Okay, I can deal with that. All right, that is going to wrap up our survey.
Why is there only
of
one child? That's
Dawnstar,
kinda
and
weird.
If I'm not mistaken, this is
Well, I
gonna
guess
be
when
a
you're
pretty
too busy
historic
working, you don't have enough time
press
to be
conference.
freaking.
So I'm going to send my survey data off to the Bureau. They will write their little report.
Look at that pretty
and
scene.
I will have a press
I'd like it,
conference
but
for
I
you
fucking
in
hate the
3,
snow.
2, 1. Press conference. All right. Hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another employment situation summary. Today, we are going to be discussing the city of Dawnstar in Skyrim. But before we start, the Bureau did want me to communicate to you ahead of time that though this report is pretty remarkable, we will not be sort of delving into the excitement of it. We're sticking to the facts, as we always do.
I'm looking
here
at that mic. I'm like, what are the
at
odds he
Bureau.
actually
That's what we
owns
do,
it?
Right? Facts don't care about your feelings.
I know Austin didn't care about my feelings on this, but I feel like it would be kind of funny if he had like dressed in the attire according to like the environment he was in. So like if he came out here and he's like wearing a big puff jacket and like a beanie hat, like he was actually there. Come on, play into it, man.
Today, Dawnstar is a medium-sized port city located on the northern coast of Skyrim, and it serves as a fairly busy and important trading stop for a variety of industries that serve the greater Skyrim region. In addition to providing resupplying and shelter for trade ships, the city is also a prolific mining town.
Damn, that guy's
home to
cut
two active mines
as
that
cut
both
as that
provide,
quicksilver.
Iron and a foreign ore called quicksilver that we don't have on Earth. So I don't really know what that means. At the time of the Bureau's survey of Dawnstar, and this is what is so remarkable about this report, we were unable to find a single unemployed citizen in the city, and in fact,
Not yet. Not
we
with that
struggled to
attitude,
locate
man.
anyone who wasn't actively laboring while meeting with our enumerator, including children and the elderly.
Well, there
Much
was
of the
that one
employment
lady who
revolves
like
around
refused
the
to
two
push
mining
carts,
companies
but
that work
whatever.
on opposite ends of the municipality. You've got miners to mine raw ore, smelters to make use of the raw ore, a blacksmith to make use of the processed ore, and of course an active shipping port to export goods to the rest of Skyrim. Having one city sort of nearly fully vertically integrated in this way likely makes Dawnstar one of the most ruthlessly efficient local economies in all of Skyrim. That said, a 0% unemployment rate isn't without its risks or idiosyncrasies, the specifics of which can only be known when we look at the underlying systems that have put Dawnstar in this position in the first place.
I mean, the most reasonable explanation is just this whole town picked themselves up by the bootstraps and got to work.
Bureau's conclusions. Number one, the workforce that we surveyed was largely tired, conflict-averse, and dispirited. Number two, owners and operators of most of the businesses in the city participate in the labor of those businesses, and most of them are relatively well tolerated by their workers. So that's unusual. That's not like a sort of, as we've talked about in the past, that's not capitalism run amok necessarily, right? It could be, but not necessarily.
Oh, nice.
Number three, the local governor, also known as Jarls in sort of Skyrim parlance. You know, I'm picking up the local lingo as we do our surveys. The local governor is a very angry and very wealthy
Maybe he'd be
man,
happy if we
perhaps
put a
the only
fucking
truly
hat
wealthy
on.
individual in the city, including the owners of the mine. So while at first glance, Dawnstar may look like a classic example of company town capitalism gone predictably awry,
This is
based on our
fascist as fuck. What do you
observations of
mean?
where all this vast resource wealth is actually ending up, something tells us that the local governor is not keen on having much of it taxed or tariffed by the federal government. Certainly, if you talk to him, he will tell you just as much. It actually appears more like an example of top-down fascist capitalism vis-a-vis, whoever's writing these reports is getting a little European with our language.
Gross. Fired.
Vis-a-vis 1990s China, rather than the slightly more organic inequality of localized business dictatorship that we saw in early 20th century America. Now, because this universal workforce participation rate, right, this 0% unemployment rate, remarkable as it is, because it is in some sense then held together by force,
Yeah,
the
good
Bureau
luck if a
doesn't feel
fucking
that
plague
Dawnstar
sweeps
will
through.
suffer any of the
Like,
so-called
you have one
downsides of low
apothecary lady and
unemployment that you
she's
might hear
old
about when
as
discussing more
dirt.
free-roaming market
Good
economies like
luck.
the United States of 2023, for example. Labor does not seem to move quite as freely here as in the United States, and overall social mobility seems impossible, or at least constrained. This isn't to say that the Bureau approves of the governor's methodology for sustaining this level of unemployment. Indeed, any economy can prop itself up with fascism in the short
Prop
term.
itself up with
Just that
fascism.
where the situation
Fascism is
will
the
rear
real
worst
pick
of its
yourself up by the
effects isn't
bootstraps.
necessarily going to be comparable to a typical pseudo-free market economy. This is a long report. So where does that leave Dawnstar long term? Well, it's kind of hard to predict.
Bad.
According to the Bureau,
It's gonna end
there have
bad.
been plenty of historical examples of these kinds of forced labor economies functioning for decades, and plenty more where they violently collapse. Or
Like, everyone's
quietly
pissed
atrophy
off,
into new
everyone's
systems of resource
tired,
redistribution,
everyone's
like social
getting
democracies
sauced. You're
or
about to
free
have a
market
people's
ways of
revolution
servitude.
on your hands,
It will
but if
likely
you don't let
largely
these people
depend on the
fucking
outcome
sleep
of
it
the
off,
overarching civil
sleep
conflict
off
in
their
Skyrim,
anger and get back
but
to
the Bureau
fucking
does
work.
believe
Be
that
grateful
given
that you
Dawnstar's
have a roof
resource
over your
abundance
head
and position
that I
as a
own.
key port, the city does have the potential for sustained economic greatness into the far future if the chips fall appropriately. 0% puts
Yeesh.
Dawnstar at the top of our list, ahead of the imperial capital of Solitude. This data comes from a direct survey conducted by the Bureau over 5 days. So,
Okay, so like my only, I guess, suggestions of how to get out of this predicament would be either like ship in a bunch of slaves. Boo, nobody likes that, but that's just more people that you're gonna have to pay for to manage, more housing, more food, more clothing, or the people are gonna have to just like a teensy weensy little bit of evolution and overthrow that dickhead Jarl. I'm sure what is it, the Legion or the federal government or whoever the fuck would like help him out because that guy's a dickhead and he has a very sought after resource that he's being stingy and tax dodging about. And I'm pretty sure that they would like to put one of their own people on the quote unquote throne and just be like, hey, we're on your side. Please get these racist Vikings out. And I think that would work. Everyone needs to just get really hammered and burn down the Jarl's Lodge. It's not hard. It's just getting up the gumption to do it. So I'm going to go with People's Revolution. Like, nobody likes him. Everyone's tired. It's not being a traitor. It's reclaiming what is yours, or as we call it in the internet times, is communist Marxism. Ew, gross. Claiming your means of production and not having it privately owned by any entity. Boo. Thank you so much for watching me ramble. Please like and subscribe because we're doing number statistics and I would like to statistically get my numbers up. Please and thank you very much. And okay, bye.